Welcome to Balanced Beauty Talks, the podcast where we redefine skin health through a holistic lens.
I'm Natasha, an esthetician and nutritional practitioner passionate about helping you nourish your skin from the inside out.
I'm Dr. Khadijah, an esthetician and naturopathic doctor here to explore the natural pathways to radiant skin.
And I'm Alicia, an esthetician and skincare enthusiast. Together, we're diving deep into the world of aesthetics, merging modern treatments with internal wellness so you can achieve long-lasting results without compromising your health.
Whether you're a seasoned professional looking to elevate your practice or someone seeking effective solutions for conditions like acne, you're in the right place.
Join us as we share expert insights, inspiring stories, and practical tips that empower you to embrace a truly balanced approach to beauty.
So get cozy and prepare to transform the way you think about skincare.
Welcome to Balanced Beauty Talks.
Please note that the information provided in this podcast is intended for educational and informational purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of something you heard on this podcast. Your health and well-being are important, and we encourage you to make informed decisions. Welcome back to Balanced Beauty Talks. Today, we're going to be talking about caring for your skin during the transition to fall and winter. As the weather cools and we head into shorter days, we'll share how to adapt your skincare routine and professional treatments for fall and winter so your skin stays balanced, healthy, and glowing all season long.
So a lot of what changes in our skincare in the fall and winter months is really just consistency. We still need a good cleanser. We still need exfoliation. We still need moisture. It's just the consistency of those things that are usually changing. Something a little bit thicker, a little bit with more ceramides, a little more hydration. But you know, the overall regime still has those cleansers, those antioxidants, the exfoliation, and the moisture.
I think in the summer, at least for me, I feel like I'm not as consistent with everything in my routine just because I'm distracted and I'm not doing as well. So this is a really good time to just get back to the basics and then adjust it based on weather changes and what your skin needs, especially if you're acne prone or if you had a lot of sun in the summer too, I feel like.
Yeah, and you might be targeting things a little differently. Yeah. In the summer, you might be a little bit more antioxidant focused, whereas in the fall, you might transition into something a little more active for brightening.
I think I've noticed, even in the last 2 weeks with clients, just the main concern is dry. I'm so dry all of a sudden. I'm so dry. So we've had a full summer of air conditioning, a lot more UV exposure and environmental impact on the skin.
Yeah.
And now just the leaves are shedding. So our skin kind of wants to shed too. And it requires different ingredients. The same routine, the same, basics are there, making sure you're checking all of those boxes. But sometimes we have to kind of level up the hydration a little bit, I've noticed. So yeah, definitely seeing a lot of that.
And a lot of leveling up the hydration is exfoliation, like you said, shedding off those layers of dry, sun-damaged skin.
I mean, that's why we always do our chemical peel promo in September. It's a nice way to kind of shed that summer. There's lots of increased pigmentation that's visible, texture that can sometimes happen. And the skin, all I'm hearing this week is my skin is dull and it feels dry. So yeah, we definitely have to step it up with ceramides and more attention to the barrier of the skin and the hydration levels.
Yeah, it doesn't help when also our weather goes from hot to cold within a day.
Overnight.
And then it goes back to summer and then we're confused what season it is at the moment.
We visit all 4 in a day sometimes here in Alberta.
Yeah, it's rough.
A lot of times we're seeing a lot more acne flares during this time of year as well because of the change in barrier, the change in moisture. And sometimes people are not using the right products with these acne flares because they're a little drier. They're now maybe overusing creams where we could incorporate more of a serum to bring that hydration in. We're going into October in Canada here. It is Thanksgiving in October. So things really change around the holidays with what we're eating and what we're doing in terms of activities. And so that can be really stressful on the skin as well.
Yeah.
It kind of goes from sipping iced lattes to needing a big, cozy latte with extra foam this time of year.
Yeah. Sounds delicious.
Yeah, we kind of keep it light and refreshing a little bit more in the summer. And then as the fall hits, we want cozy, we want warmth, we want layers. And that's kind of our skin. It wants to be layered. So I find too, even with clients who they love their moisturizer, but it's just not maybe cutting it through those transition periods. That's when you need to look at adding a hydrating serum in or something heavier. Even if you're just using a hyaluronic, that's when I love our soothing serum to add that extra layer add a little bit more protection, add more hydration to the skin, reduction of redness, really focusing on the barrier health of the skin. And then you can keep that moisturizer light on top because it kind of buffers a little bit. It's like that nice transition where you're like, I still have half a bottle of moisturizer. I'm not ready to give it up, but my skin needs help. Yeah, add in the serum. Sometimes that's all it takes, just switching a serum rather than switching your whole routine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's especially nice for those who are oilier but need more hydration.
Yeah,
So it's a nice happy medium.
Yeah. Because when you're oily, you love a light fluid serum type of, moisturizer, but sometimes it's just not going to cut it.
Yeah. Something I like to do too, I feel like I use like Hail Derma a lot in the summer, and then to keep that into fall and winter, because when you spray it on your face, if you lock it in really quickly with moisturizer, you get like that extra boost from your moisturizer. So if you like have that from the summer, that's like a nice one to just keep doing for that.
Yeah,
moisture.
totally. Yeah. Some other things you can do too when you're looking at switching your skincare routine. Maybe you love your cleanser, but what else can you do besides switching your whole routine? You could add in an oil cleanser.
Yeah.
Even if it's not every day, every other day, start your evening routine with a good oil cleanse. It's also going to help lift a lot of the makeup and do some of that heavy lifting. It's very conditioning for the skin. I'm sure I've talked a lot about this before. I love a good oil cleanse. But it really helps like remove all of the sunscreen and like kind of do the first lift of everything. It does a lot of that pre-work. And then you can go in with your favorite like lighter cleanser if you like, or a gel cleanser. And you're giving your skin a little bit more nourishment with, again, not just having to do a full 180 with your skin and switch it all.
Yeah.
And gel cleansers don't have to be like tight and squeaky clean cleansers. There are cleansers out there that are a lot more balanced, if you will, that do a really good thorough job, but aren't making that squeaky, uncomfortable, clean feeling.
Yeah.
And really, that's not the goal of any cleanser.
That's true.
A good quality gel cleanser is not going to strip your skin.
No.
It's going to be pH balanced for the skin, but I mean, some of them definitely do.
I think sometimes people feel like these cleansers strip their skin because of the feeling you get right after you cleanse, which is normal because you've just cleansed your skin. So it's going to feel like a little bit tight or dry, which is why I like to do like the next step pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to look at the formula that you're using and make sure you're using a pH balanced cleanser or routine, so you know you're not stripping your skin, but that feeling might still kind of be there.
And if you're on the drier side, this is a great time of year to get over to a cream cleanser too. With exfoliation, one thing that we really want to make sure we are careful with is excessive scrubbing. Like with this drier season and drier skin, we tend to want to like actually use something abrasive that's really scrubbing that dead skin off. And that can be really, really hard on the skin. There are some okay ones out there for sure. But usually they emulsify really quickly and easily. We prefer the use of enzyme exfoliation or, lactic acid in small percentages at home, doing that 1 or 2 times a week, depending on your skin type. So that's just something that I find I see a lot more of in the fall and winter months. People are just like really eager and keen to just like think scrub, and it's really just not the best option. There's better options.
Yeah, and I think you want to set your skin up for the best outcome during the winter. So the more you're like scrubbing and drying it out before we even hit winter, you end up with that like really sensitive, raw, kind of red, inflamed skin, which is so much harder to bounce back from. So if you can kind of like pause and reduce some of that and just kind of focus on hydration and building the barrier, then you're not going to have such an intense like flare of your skin in the winter.
Yeah, and by using enzymes and chemicals, like you get an exfoliation within the pores as well, which helps to increase that hydration and the way that it uptakes that moisture. So
yeah, and you have other benefits from like a lactic acid. There's so many other things it does. So it's not just like a scrub is very surface and very mechanical, but a lactic acid is doing a lot more.
Scrub is a one-trick pony.
Yeah. Maybe good for the night before an event or something. You want to polish up, but so is an enzyme. So I still prefer an enzyme.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it's nice, like post-treatment, I find like when you're recovering from things like you've just done like microneedling a couple weeks ago or something like that, sometimes it does feel good to do that scrub. Like there's a time and a place, but like Khadijah mentioned, with a lactic acid, you're getting the surface exfoliation, but you're also getting the humectant property. So it's drawing in a lot of water, which we need in the winter months or fall. So
and we're brightening all that sun damage with lactic as well.
So yeah, it can check quite a few boxes, most of these acids, versus just kind of like eliminating the dead skin.
Yeah.
It's also prepping your skin to move into starting to reuse a retinol for people that have stopped using retinol over the summer. It's kind of getting you back into that transition phase of like, okay, we're starting to integrate that retinol again. Let's like prep the skin to start using those acids every, few days. And then I always find when you start incorporating that retinol, it's a much smoother process if you're already kind of doing some of that first.
A lot less purging too if you're acne prone.
Yeah, exactly.
Another important component to exfoliation is immediate hydration, refeeding the skin after as well. That's going to really help with any purging or sensitive response.
Yeah.
I mean, I really love like ritual this time of year and just bringing that back in. And so for me, I really switched to using masks a lot at home.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Yeah, I like diving into that. And so kind of what we talked about already, like I tend to mix my exfoliating mask, like my enzyme mask with the hydrating mask. Or you can do one after the other, or exfoliating first and then the hydrating one after to kind of get that moisture. But if you're short on time, I just mix the two together and it's just such a nice little ritual at home, a little self-care, helps you kind of transition into this like homebody time of year, but also like caring for your skin and giving it what it needs.
Yeah, when we think about like seasonally, the way our body craves food and different foods throughout the seasons, we look at things like our exfoliation and we have this very popular mask. It's the pumpkin mask. And there's a time and a place for that. And if you are acne prone or you suffer from, a lot of pigmentation or textural issues, that mask is incredible to start adding it into the fall. Like it smells like pumpkin. So if you're a pumpkin girly, you love a PSL. It very much is on brand with that, but really good for cell turnover. It's very high in vitamin A, which is a natural form of a retinoid. So again, it's just following that theme of like adding back in some of those actives after the summer, doing a bit of damage control after post summer. So really good for clarifying the skin, brightening the skin, but then it has that pumpkin,
so much
which
fun.
is just, very on brand for fall. So
it's all tingly and people love when your skin is a little tingly.
I mean, Natasha, do you remember through COVID, like how much of that pumpkin mask, like we could not stock that pumpkin. No, it was flying.
Aww.
Yeah. We made these little like home care facial kits, but pumpkin was a big theme throughout a lot of them. And there's a reason because as soon as people started, it's so good.
So good.
As soon as they started using it, it was like, oh my God, what is that? And how do I get it? And it carried so many of our clients through those like, when they're used to coming in for regular facials and we were having a lot of closures during that time, like it was really the thing that like held it all together for so many people.
Yeah.
We were just so worried about clients and their progress, especially with acne. We were working so hard for months and making a consistent plan for them. And then all of a sudden it was like, sorry, we can't help you. And so we thought, that's what got us through. Facial kits and the pumpkin mask was the star.
Just go, go, go. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what I use when I can't like get in for a treatment or I just don't have time. It's like such a nice, because my skin is combination. So I do feel dry often, but I get congestion too. And that kind of like that plus a hydrating mask is like, feels like a little facial. So good.
It's so good. If you are finding though that your moisturizer and just adding in that serum, you cannot maintain with the same moisturizer you've been using throughout the year, you may have to look at something that's a bit heavier, a bit more ceramide focused, and something that probably has a lot more anti-aging peptides. So we have a peptide cream in our clinic that's like literally like a duvet for the skin. It gives you that protective layer. It's very antioxidizing, but it's also very rich and hydrating. We also have another product called Hydro Rich, which was formulated for Alberta fall, winter months because again, you're getting a lot of those anti-inflammatories. There's pre and probiotics in there. And it just creates that nice duvet and that nice protective layer for your skin when your skin is just struggling to kind of maintain that moisture.
Of course, SPF is a non-negotiable 365 days a year.
Yep.
It is sometimes even worse in the winter months because you're not only getting the sun, but you're also getting the reflection off the snow if you are somewhere where it snows. Plus, a lot of environmental damage from wind and cold, and that's just an extra protective layer. So, color science.
We love color science.
Yeah.
All SPF. But if you're worried about makeup,
color science is the way to go.
Color science is
totally. So as far as internal support goes, are there certain things that you can add into your like fall, winter routine to kind of help support just skin and lifestyle?
I think for skin, focusing, so internal hydration is still just as important. So in terms of diet, looking at things that are going to give you healthy fats. So things like avocado, coconut oil, nuts and seeds, nut butters, all of those things are kind of going to hydrate you internally. Supplement wise, looking at your omega-3s. Also kind of this is an important time for the immune system. And a lot of the things that we use for the immune system, we are also supporting the skin because a lot of that is antioxidants. So like zinc and vitamin C, some nourishing teas, and a lot of teas that are kind of nutritive are really helpful. So I really like nettle tea, warming teas like cinnamon, ginger, turmeric, doing like the golden milk, which is like turmeric and a non-dairy milk with some pepper that you can have at nighttime. Yeah, kind of anti-inflammatory, things like that.
Another thing that I see in the fall and winter months that kind of change, especially with those with acne, they're typically in the summer months, we see a lot more movement in people. Like they're outdoors a lot more, and there's a lot more support for the lymphatic system as a result. And then in the winter, we tend to be a little bit more stagnant. We aren't getting that blood circulating the same. There's less movement of lymph. And so that can be a little bit taxing on the system in terms of like detoxification. And so I think finding ways to increase circulation, whether that's through movement or food, like with Chinese medicine, can be really, really helpful in those who are dealing with inflammatory conditions as well. So
even probably some like dry brushing too.
That
would be good.
Something else supplement wise, we've talked about this a lot, but probiotics, this is actually a really nice time for probiotics just for multiple different reasons. The type of food that we eat is changing. And so supporting your gut microbiome to kind of digest that appropriately. Also for immune support, because probiotics also help you kind of fight off colds and flus at this time of year. And then in general, like with acne, it is a bacterial condition. So having the support of probiotics internally is going to help keep that balance in your skin as well. And then even vitamin D, which is just a great one as we go into the darker months of the year, but that gives you a lot of immune support as well.
Another small hack that just really helps with, a little bit more moisture in the skin and the air is a humidifier in the bedrooms. That's a really big game changer for a lot of people. It's also a time of year that becomes a little bit more stressful for people, especially families with kids, where we have new routines, new extracurricular activities, just new things in the schedule. It can feel really overwhelming and like we're always on the go. And so just really supporting yourself with, adrenal support through supplementation and taking those 10, 20 minutes a day before bed to yourself, making sure your sleep is intact and you're doing all the things to help to support that, and really making a routine and a schedule for yourself so that everything is planned and not just off the cuff, and can really make for a smoother transition into these busier seasons.
And then, just naturally, as we're getting less sun exposure, we can start moving into like laser and chemical peel season too. So some treatments that I really love for this time of year, IPL, fantastic, especially if you have a lot of hyperpigmentation or sun damage in your skin. That's fantastic. We always do a chemical peel promo this time of year. Targeted chemical peels, or even going a little bit deeper and doing some medium depth chemical peels like our Glow and our Power Glow or our Perfect Peel. Really nice time of year to start tackling texture, discoloration, laxity of the skin with things like microneedling and RF microneedling and laser resurfacing too. So it's time to start hitting those skincare goals, and we can kind of do that now that we're not outside walking and enjoying so much sunny weather.
This is a perfect time of year to really jump onto a skin journey that incorporates all of those things.
Exactly.
They work magically together, and we'll get you holiday ready. You got to start now.
Got
to start now.
Exactly.
If you listen to our last episode where we spoke a little bit more about that 80-20 rule for skincare, this is that perfect time of year to like really dive into that 20% without worry about that extra sun exposure.
And if you guys need some help with treatment plans with your goals for your skin, this is a really good time to book a consultation, and we'll help set you up throughout the rest of the, chillier months that we have ahead of us, and really take advantage of them and really just map out a plan for you guys to hit your goals.
You can plan 6 months in advance. And
it's like hibernation mode, so you can like lock in the skin. Skincare.
And we can plan around your December holiday events. make sure you're glowing. And then after, we get right back to the nitty gritty.
And that's a wrap on today's episode. We hope you are leaving with some fresh ideas on how to care for your skin as we move into cooler months. Remember, small adjustments in your routine can make a big difference in keeping your skin balanced and glowing. Before we end off the podcast, we just want to take a moment to mention that Alicia is going to be taking a little pause from the podcast for now to focus on her clients. She'll definitely be back from time to time because we love her and she's amazing at this. But for now, it's going to be me and Tash behind the mic, and maybe we'll bring in some guest speakers.
We'll definitely do that.
Yeah.
But we'll miss Alicia's voice.
Yes, we will. And her wisdom.
Yeah, well, thanks for listening to me yap about skincare. It's my favorite thing to yap about. So.
She'll be back.
She'll be back. And I'll be back for sure. We're just going to take a little pause,
Everyone needs a pause sometimes.
Everyone needs a pause. Mm-hmm.
To our listeners, thank you as always for tuning in. We can't wait to continue these conversations with you, and we're so grateful you're here for this next season with us. Until next time, stay well and take care of that beautiful skin.